Greetings and salutations, this is Hugh Jarsz, the biggest YouTuber ever! And good morning, Jarsals! It's just after 8 a.m. here in beautiful Brisbane, the shining diamond of the South Pacific. And welcome to the third stream of the Critical Think Stream-a-thon to attempt to get Critical Think's GoFundMe up to somewhere near the cost of his Antarctic trip. It's also to thank him for going, because he brought us back the definitive data on QF 27 and 28 between Sydney and Santiago, proving that all FLIRF claims about those flights are just lies. And also those flights prove it's a globe. What a surprise. And thanks to Critical Think and the final experiment in general, scores of FLIRFs have realised that they were adamantly pushing a baseless lie on others, mainly due to personal incredulity and paranoia, instead of relying on objective reality. So the main reason we're here is the GoFundMe. Let's have a look at how it's going as soon as I remember how to present. Oh, well, yes, we also, sorry, I had a screen in front of that. We also have the man himself joining us, Critical Think.
Hey! Oh, I've got a bit of a frog in my throat here, don't worry about that. But hey, yes, it's actually in person, the legendary Critical Think.
The man himself, and obviously from the Northern Hemisphere, because he's the right way up.
Yeah.
Where they do eat frogs, of course. All right, so let's go to, let me try and remember how to do screen shares. So it's been a while. It's been something like 4 months since what's going on here? That's what I want. That one. And go. Okay. I finally got there, I think. Yes, there we are. The fundraiser, the link is in the description. It's scrolling across the bottom of the screen. So if you haven't donated yet, this is your chance. Please make sure you go there and donate to Critical Think. As we can see, he has a goal of $60,000. I'm pretty sure it costs more than that for you, 60,000 Australian dollars, of course.
Yes.
And he's pretty much getting up to halfway. Let's make sure we're definitely at halfway by the end of this stream-a-thon. That'd be an awesome thing to do.
Awesome. Halfway would be good. Yes. Thanks very much.
Yeah. And I know you've gone through some hard times in the last couple of months. So this is just going to help you so much more to recover the cost that you're the only one that had, apart from Will Duffy, of course, had out-of-pocket costs from the trip, and yet you brought back so much to destroy Flat Earth. So thank you very much for doing that. And this is the way we can thank you back.
Thank you.
Go on, sorry.
I think MC Toon may have been out of pocket a little bit. I'm not sure. But yeah.
Oh, he had his own GoFundMe, which was well subscribed, which is good.
Yes.
We want to make sure you have a similar result. So let's have a look at who's been donating. I finally got it. I tried to donate last night, but it wouldn't work, but I got it to work this morning. Anonymous for 162. Good on you, Anonymous. That's a really rare name. I don't know how to pronounce that one. Frode Nes. That'd be my guess. Fits of Rage. That sounds like a FLIRF. But good. Stephen Meyer. I hope it's not the Stephen Meyer who was on Joe Rogan recently. So Stick had a video about this morning. Bob Turini, Stuart Jones, Conspiracy Music Studios. He makes good music. Jaron Campanella, how about that? Jaron's been contributing. Charles Arnold, Rachbot, DP Debugs, who's doing the lion's share of this stream-a-thon, so good, all kudos to him. Monkey in the Works, we're all Golga Princhins, you know what that's a reference to, the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and so on. I mean, you can read through the list yourself. Thank you to all these people, and notice that some people are only giving as little as $7. That's just as welcome as the bigger ones as well. Everything helps. And I think I noticed earlier that the top one, was Jerry Williams, aka Greatest Sapiens. That's bloody awesome. Not to mention Walter Bislin has made a big donation. Kevin Mahoney. Oh, Walter Bislin's made 2 big donations. How about that? David Livingston, Stephen Ransom. These are all awesome people. Thank you so much for your donation. Oh, look, Walter Bislin has been emptying his pockets. Wow. Where's Wally, of course, friend of the channel? And so on. Thank you so much to all those people. What do you think of that, CT?
It's fantastic, isn't it? And Jerry Williams, thanks a lot. Walter Bislin and all the other people, even if, as Hugh says, even if you've donated $7, that's great. It's a big help to me at this time. At one stage there, I was in deep trouble, but we're okay now, and we're looking forward to the next big project to try and extract some Bitcoin out of Darth. So,
yes, we will cover that later.
yeah.
I just thought I'd play this little clip from Simon Dan before you went to Antarctica. I think it's appropriate for right now.
Critical Think is going as well, and he's a top guy. And I believe they're all doing sorts of experiments, their own experiments down.
There you are. Simon Dan thinks you're a top.
Oh, Simon Dan, fantastic. He's correct, though, isn't he?
Well, of course, you're the legend. How come you came back from Antarctica a legend, yet the others didn't? That's strange.
Well, I made that up, of course, as a bit of PR. But I'm going to say my excuse for declaring legendary status is that I got a flat earther for the very first time to pay up on their promise. So I believe that was the very first time a flat earther paid up.
I believe so too, and I think I remember calling you a legend for doing that at the time, and maybe that's where it came from.
Maybe.
I'm not going to take credit. I'm not going to take credit, but you are a legend for doing that. That's for sure.
Yes, so a legend for many reasons. I mean, let's look at the trip to Antarctica. I am the very first person, I believe, to have made a prediction on what my mass will weigh, and went to Antarctica to test the prediction. So I believe that's legendary as well.
Oh yes, and we'll cover that later too.
and you've already mentioned QF27 and QF28. I filmed the whole thing from start to finish. I don't know whether you'll be able to do that anymore now because they're banning power banks, the use of power banks on planes and things. So yeah, I managed to sneak that one in. That's pretty legendary. Don't you think?
Well, like I said in my intro, it basically gave the definitive data on those two flights. So it flirts them and say, oh, no, they don't exist. You can't book them. You have to go via Los Angeles. But you proved them wrong. And with all the data, too, in your videos, you identify where you cross over New Zealand, you looked at landmarks, you confirmed that you were going those landmarks. All the data points match up with the globe prediction for the flight path, which destroys flat Earth, I should say. YouTube doesn't like the K word.
Yeah, so the significant bit there, what you said, that I actually verified the location of the plane on the way from Sydney to Santiago by identifying, geolocating the location in New Zealand. So the flirts can't really say we went a different way or whatever. I mean, how could I possibly have taken a photo of New Zealand if I was somewhere else? So I don't know, the flatties don't seem to think about those things very much, do they?
Well, you can stop it. The flatties don't seem to think. Don't have to say any more after that. We have a super chat. Thank you, the Turtle Moves, for a £5 super chat. CT, why didn't you calibrate your scales on arrival in Antarctica? Asking for Catsoid, sorry.
Okay, why didn't I calibrate my scales? Well, I know that Catsoid thinks that I should, but I'll just digress just for a bit. I've got another experiment I've done where I've calibrated the scales at every location. Now, I'm trying to get that put together. I've just been so busy with other things in life. Didn't have the emotional space to do it, but I'll get to it soon. But anyway, the reason why I didn't calibrate, of course, we all know this, but here we go. It's because that's the idea of the experiment. If I'd have calibrated it in Antarctica, how would I weigh the mass and get what I predicted? Because I'd just destroy the experiment by calibrating the scale. But I will come out soon with that. You got to get this, calibrate the scale at every location, and I still get the same result. That's going to be interesting, isn't it?
It would be, yes. Oh, hang on. What's that? All right. Yes. Okay. That's been covered. All right. So I might miss a few super chats here. One thing I wanted to do is because it's been a while since I've done a live stream for a while. So part of this live stream, you'll be seeing me relearn how StreamYards work. But one of the main reasons that I have been missing in action, hang on, I've lost it. There it is because one of my beloved corgis passed away in March. Little Brera, and she was 10 years old, and she had a cancer on her tail, and we tried to keep her going for another 4 months, but it was just getting to the point where she was starting to suffer. So I sadly had to put her down, and she died in my arms snuffling treats to distract her from the needle going in her leg. It's a very sad thing to do, but I know it was the best thing for her. So I'm just going to play a little bit of her. She's the black and white one. Artie's the other one. Oh, I'm not muted still. Good. And if that's the case, can the members please post Brera icons in the chat just as a mark of respect for little Brera. She was the bestest girl. It's always good to see corgis because they're so cute. There she is barking. She loved this park. We're spreading her ashes at that park. Yeah. And that's Barry. Yes, thanks, the Copium Emporium and Monkey in the Works. In fact, I'm surprised I still have members, so thank you very much. They're long suffering for sticking around while I've been doing other things and trying to cope with not having Brera in my life anymore. I've still got Artie, and he was, for about a month, he was off his food and just not himself. He really missed her as well. But now he's realising he gets all the pats. So he's adjusting quite well to life without Brera now. It's a different life for him. Anyway, Brera will always be there as an icon for the members. So if you're not a member, please do that. I know sometimes you need to get my attention through a super chat. That's fine, but I would prefer you to give the money to CT through his GoFundMe. So, like I said, the link's in the description, and you can see it scrolling across the screen as well. Also, go to Critical Think and subscribe to his channel if you haven't already. I really will find it odd if you're here watching this stream and you haven't subscribed to Critical Think yet. But so if you haven't, please go and do that now.
Can I just test this thing here? I've got this thing I want to. Oh, this thing.
Yeah, I can hear that. It's coming through with an echo though. But is it supposed to?
Yeah. The echo is deliberate. Oh,
good. Max says he saw a meme the other day about crossbreeding corgis with other breeds, and it's hilarious. Yes, if you crossbreed a corgi with another dog, it's as if it's a corgi disguised as the other dog. Just Google it; you should be able to find it. It's quite a funny. I think I've posted it on the live stream in the past, but I guess that doesn't help you right now. Let me just do one more thing if I can find it quickly. There we are. Now, we all know that we've all heard of that American Eagle ad with Sydney Sweeney saying she has good genes. Well, of course. Oh, hang on. I can't do it that way. I have to. All right. Let me share screen. God, this is cumbersome. Then I'll do that one. All right. So you saw Sydney Sweeney. Here's me. Who wears it better? Tell me, who wears it better? I think Sydney Sweeney. All right, that's the end of that.
Oh, can't see anything.
Oh, can you see it?
No, it's blank.
Because it's all right. I see. Don't worry. All right, go to my community page on my my channel, and you'll see the picture there. I'm sorry, I should have thought more about that. Like I said, this stream is me remembering how to use StreamYards.
So it's actually a movie you're showing, trying to show, not a picture. Yeah.
No, I'm about to show that anyway, because that's going to be the majority of the stream. I've done a video, the top 5 ways that Critical Think destroys flat Earth. So let's get into that now. Oh, hang on.
sound.
Yes, I shared without sound, so I've got to do that again. Like I said, I'm relearning. Where's the window? Sure. Oh, okay. Got to do a tab. Where's the option for it? I don't see it. Can I do an entire screen? Yes, I can. There we go. I should be able to try again. Let's try.
Yep.
Good. "73 people watching. Welcome, everyone. It's great to see you. Greetings and salutations. This is Hugh Jarsz, the biggest YouTuber ever. Our dear friend Critical Think is a dead-set legend. He spent his own money to go to Antarctica to see the 24-hour sun and do other things to kill the flat Earth dead. But his trip to the White Desert wasn't the first time he gave it to the Flurfs. He's been doing it for years on his channel. There's a link to it in the description of this video. I consider CT, as we call him, to be a personal friend, and we've done a few things together on YouTube, including a live stream from Antarctica. And we got together afterwards with a few fans to have lunch at a local pub. Unfortunately, the pub closed afterwards for lack of food, for some reason. So as my contribution to the Critical Think Stream-a-thon, I thought I'd look through CT's catalogue and count down my top 5 ways Critical Think killed flat Earth. So Flurfs, strap on your tinfoil hats, insert your fingers firmly in your ears, and then insert your head in your anus, lest you hear why you are wrong and therefore are complete idiots for falling for the most baseless idea ever made up by idiots. Here we go. Number 5, ships over the curve. This is probably CT's most prolific video. He's done lots of these ones with observations around Moreton Bay near Brisbane, where there's a lot of shipping, and he can see this phenomenon often. Ships going over the curve is obviously proof that there's a curve. Flat Earthers deny this, but that's because they're idiots. He's even got a playlist on ships going over the horizon, so I'll link to that in the description. Let's have a look at CT in action about ships over the curve.
Well, g'day flatties and globe defenders. It's Critical Think from Down Under. In part 1, we were in the middle of discussing this particular slide from Exploring the Plains video, and we'll carry on from this point. I've still got a little bit more to say about this one. The other thing about this image on the right is that he's very conveniently moved that crane down and says it's sinking, but you just can't do that, right? Sinking is a condition which happens because there's light bending up. Compression is a condition that happens when light bends down. So unless you can be going up and down at the same time, you cannot say that this is compression and sinking. And the other thing is, this is the position of the cranes on this day. This picture on the right was taken on the same day a few minutes after. So in that time, for me moving from a high location to a lower location, the cranes are not suddenly going to sink, right? That would be a function of refractive conditions on a particular day. But they're not going to suddenly sink just because I go to a lower elevation. So that is completely invalid, completely ridiculous. So here's 2 things that are ridiculous in this. So using a perspective diagram for a vertical surface and saying that something can sink in the process of changing elevation. And we get compression is an optical phenomena. Okay, I'll go with that. Light is not actually bending. No, for you to get compression, the light must bend. That's it. It's the law of nature. That's how light works. And flat earthers are supposed to understand optics. A flat earther could never have invented this because a flat earther doesn't understand optics.
Fuck off, you prick.
What a...
You absolute prick. We understand optics very well, thank you.
I love the way Randy reacted there. So this video is for an hour and 15 minutes because it goes through all 5 and shows good bits of videos that you've done. So we can stop any time and you want to have a chat, but we will make sure we get through the end as well.
I hope. Oh, look, do you remember the age-old flat Earth things? Like if you zoom in on a ship, it will suddenly come back over the horizon.
Which is odd because none of them have ever done that. So
I was hoping. Oh, well, I don't know whether you've got that one in there or not, but that's hilarious. Where I show several ships zooming in and they don't magically pop up over the horizon. But anyway, I digress. But that's a bit of fun.
All right then. Well, let's continue on.
Thank you very much.
How does compression happen without light actually bending? I don't know. No flat earther can actually show that. They just say, oh, it's because of a change in the angle or something. It's because the viewing angle gets tighter. Ah, yes, there would be certain things that I would describe as tighter, but viewing angle wouldn't be one of those. So let's have a look at compression and light bending. Now, another flat earther, Brandon Toy, did the fish tank experiment. And there's compression. The bottom looms up and is compressed. The top is not compressed, just like my ship. That's what compression does. Here's my fish tank test, my second one. There's the uncompressed. There's no density gradient. And there's the density gradient. The top doesn't sink down. The bottom looms up. Very easy to see in that one. And here's my first fish tank test. And here's Brandon Toy's bending laser. So he has a density gradient in his tank with compression and that causes the bottom to be loomed up and compressed. And his laser is bending. Yes, indeed. It's light that's bending. And here's my bendy light demonstration. Oh, no, that's not bendy light, is it? Now, what can I say about this diagram? Right, it's deceptive. You can't represent perspective in a diagram like this. The diagram on the top shows lines visually parallel. The diagram on the bottom means nothing. There is a correct way to represent perspective, but this diagram on the bottom is deceiving and it's incorrect, so that things don't actually get closer. They appear to get closer together because of perspective. But again, this is completely irrelevant in this case with the ship, because the ship remains at a constant distance and the perspective shrinking affects all parts of the ship equally, not just the bottom. Another diagram that has no relevance to the ship. This again is perspective lines on a flat surface that retreats into the distance. If you can have a look at the wall at the far end there, there's no compression happening on that wall. It just looks small because it's far away, but there's no compression anywhere visible on the vertical surfaces. So that's irrelevant. Again, I have no idea what this diagram is supposed to represent. I have no idea what's trying to be conveyed here. There's no explanation with the diagram. It appears like, and I cannot verify this because there's nothing to go with it, that just because this angle between Q and R here is small, that that would seem to mean that something here gets smaller first. I don't know, but it's crazy, and it doesn't mean what he thinks it means anyway. Compression, yes. Light bending, no. So how does compression actually happen then, if it's not light bending? What's this magical mechanism? It seems to me it's something that you just made up that has to happen in order for the Earth to be flat. And I think there's nothing more to it. Seems like that this compression can only happen when two things are true.
So the Flurf's made up stuff? That never happens, does it?
No.
Sorry about the
What's
sound quality.
What was I was sounding like a Dalek there. What was that? Did you hear that?
Yeah, I noticed when I ripped a couple of these videos that happened a lot, but I just haven't had time to put it all together and redo it. So I'll redo it before I upload it again. Hopefully we can get it. And I'll remember to turn off my mic when I'm ripping it too. You can hear me eating some of my pre-lunches or something. All right.
Yes.
Anything else to say?
No, I was just saying I can hear all the crunching in the background.
Yeah, sorry about that. And I hope everyone's appreciating the high CT content in this stream. I mean, it is a stream-a-thon for CT after all. Nope.
There is the bottom of something, and you are looking at the bottom of something. But light bending, no. Well, that's not true. Then there's this mumbo-jumbo about vision, parallel lines, and stuff. How you see things is really not really relevant. When we take a picture with the camera, first of all, we're not using our vision, but second of all, light travels very predictably, except when there's refraction involved. When there's refraction involved, then sometimes things can get
this is.
but
I might
in
skip.
general,
I might skip over a bit because this is getting intolerable, isn't it?
Well, a bit hard to understand, but
Yeah.
otherwise it's a bit of fun sounding like a Dalek.
Well, it is fun, yes. Well, more like Davros, I think. But imagine you as the Davros of against Flat Earth, All right, well, let's jump a little bit ahead and see if it sounds any better then.
conclusion from that. So this is nonsensical. Completely nonsensical. So that's it. So to summarize, there was an assertion that this compression here was due to a change in viewing angle. I've shown that the change in viewing angle is minuscule, and they're considering the wrong viewing angle anyway. They're considering the angle between the surface and the observer, not the angles that the ship, which is vertical, might present to the observer. And there are several other factors at play here. But one of the most important things is that when you're looking at the ship from higher up, you see no such compression. If it was dependent on eye level and viewing angle, you would see that exact same compression in the middle of the ship here. But you don't see it because it's a load of bollocks, that's why. Now, this particular day, there was high compression, so there was compression visible. And there was an attempt by both Gary Wybenga and Exploring the Plane to make something of the viewing angle, simply because I had changed from a high height to a low height. And this is the age-old problem, making assumptions and incorrectly attributing the cause without actually investigating with a proper experiment. So I've got a few more images here, a few more blink tests, and let's start with this one. This is not the same ship, but it's a very similar ship. But this is a different day when there's no or very little refraction. And let's do the blink test on this one. Now, this is the exact same thing, changing viewer height. And as you can see, in this case, there's no compression, which is a very, very clear demonstration that changing viewing height does not cause compression. It wasn't that hard, was it? Look at this. And I'll zoom in on that one a bit. Look at that. And then we'll clear as day. A very good visibility, no compression, no inferior mirage. Absolutely fantastic. Look at that. And if we go zoom back out again, you can see that the water does appear to rise up in relation to the crane and no compression. So how about that?
How about that?
It's going to rip the crust right out of your 90, isn't it? Let's go to the...
How many 90s do you have? No, but it's an excellent example of what Fleur say is utter bullshit when you just put it to the test. It's anyone could do what you're doing, and that's the point about it, that they don't even bother. And that's what pisses us off about them. But it also makes us laugh at them too.
Yeah, so they just make this stuff up and don't even think about how to test it or do anything. It's just they have to have something in their repertoire of word salad to explain what cannot be explained with any common sense. So it's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know how their minds work, but that's the way it is.
We'll talk about common sense later on too, actually, but let's continue on.
Next one.
Yeah, that's the other thing. One thing there. So this is the part, so Unfornicated has mentioned there about clear days. You will rarely see a flat earther film on a clear day.
Yes.
All right, I will always choose blurry images and things. They will cherry pick what they're going to film, but the real magic happens on a clear day, and you will never see a clear day image from a flat earther because it just shows how wrong they are. That's it.
Yeah, they must. I don't know what they do with all these cherries they pick. But that's all they ever do. You can always, as soon as they show, oh, this is proof of flat Earth, yeah, that's pretty obvious that it's not. I love it when they show the picture of the sun and they say, oh, the horizon's behind the sun. No, that's cloud, you idiot. Anyway, more CT coming up.
Ah, yeah, fantastic. Beautiful day, wonderful pictures, no compression, none whatsoever. So there, that blows that theory out of the water. Just another couple there. As you can see, this port is working. The positions of the cranes change. The water appears to rise up. No compression.
That was a great example of CT destroying the flat Earth by addressing all the FLIRF objections to ships over the horizon. Now we move on to number 4. Meeting Darth's challenge. CT put out a... Actually, before we start on Darth's challenge, and I hope I can do this while I'm sharing. Let's see. Okay, I'll give it a go.
I'm a scammer. I'm a scammer. I'm a scammer. I'm a scammer. I'm lying. Dave's a scammer. He's just selling his app. He's just selling his app. He's trying to steal $3 from you for his app. Dave Weiss is a scammer. Dave Weiss is a scammer. I'm a scammer. Dave Weiss is a scammer. He's just trying to sell his app. He's a scammer. Dave Weiss is a scammer. Dave Weiss is a scammer. App doesn't work. I'm a scammer. I'm a scammer. I'm just trying to sell apps. Just trying to sell apps. I know the earth isn't flat. Dave's a moron. Dave's a moron. Dave's an app. Dave's an app. Dave just wants your money. Just wants your money. Dave's a scammer. He's selling a useless app. A useless app. Dave's a scammer. He's selling apps. He doesn't believe the earth. He doesn't believe the earth. I'm a scammer. Trying to sell an app. That's all I'm trying to do. So I'm giving you all this bullshit.
Yep, that's the only time Darth has said something true.
Yes. Oh, that was very painful. Thanks for that.
Jeff C says he's really tight financially, but he'll send a few dollars to you if he can.
That's all good. All good.
Yeah, very much appreciate that, Jeff C. We don't want anyone to spend more than they can afford, but we appreciate anything you can donate. Thank you very much. All right, let's continue. A series of videos that met every condition of Darth, otherwise known as David Weiss, or Mr. Potato Head, challenge for 3 Bitcoin for 1 globe proof. He met all the conditions, and Darth is such a disgusting grifter that he hasn't even acknowledged that CT sent him the entry. There's a whole series of videos to meet the challenge on CT's channel. I encourage you to go there, but let's look at some snippets from that globe proof that he provided to Darth to meet that challenge and to prove that he deserves that 3 Bitcoin.
Well, g'day, flatties and reality defenders. This is Critical Think from Down Under. And today I'm coming to you from the Thailand studio, and that's why I'm not upside down today. Today we're going to be talking about the 3 Bitcoin challenge, and this is day 1. Most of you will be familiar with the Flat Earth Dave 3 Bitcoin challenge. And most of you will think that Flat Earth Dave will not pay out the same as he hasn't paid out, like for a long time. However, I have had some success in extracting a payout from a flatty for a challenge.
Legend.
You never know. Might be second time lucky. Let's listen to this.
Watch the daily video every day for 2 weeks. At the end of that 2 weeks, if you think the earth is flat, hit the question mark button and make sure your question isn't answered there. And if it's not, and you can prove the earth is a globe, you win 3 Bitcoins.
This is day 1. You have to watch a video for 14 days. Apparently also that Dave has said that this will turn the globe into a flat earth for you if you watch these videos. So you can't help but become a flat earther, according to Dave. Anyway, I'll just do a quick review of this video. This video has
not doing the way.
cuts from the Matrix in it. Not really. We can hear all that, Hugh. Why that's
Yeah,
there, but I
apologies.
won't be
That was
playing
on
those
the
bits
video.
just to avoid any copyright business. So I'll just go to some of this, which is it's all a lot of rubbish, and just play a little bit of this.
The stars, the sun, and the moon—they're not just floating randomly in random directions. They're all caught in a fucking grid, and it's all the magnetism is coming from the North Pole. That's why Polaris is right over the North Pole, and that's the only big star. All the stars rotate around Polaris, and Polaris happens to be over the center of this.
Okay, more Matrix stuff. So I don't know what the point of that was.
Incontestable. Then you're going to be hard pushed to find yourself in a position where people are ridiculing you for stuff that you can't validate. Talk about how Earth's measured flat with those exact same Polaris-based systems on the ground that we do move around.
So a lot of rubbish about the Earth measures flat when they're actually not taking any measurements. They just say it. It's not a single measurement in there. Even the one they claim, celestial observations prove that the Earth is measured flat. That's what they say. But
yeah, that's an excellent point there, CT. You know, FLIRFs never measure anything. They make all these claims, but they never support them. And they say the Earth's measured flat, but that's because they have no idea of geometry.
no idea of measurements.
Or anything, really. That's why they're so funny.
I wonder if they know how to tie a shoelace.
Usually not. All right, let's keep going.
Even that, they cannot do a celestial observation to save their own lives. The usual amount of rubbish. Let's. It's a little bit of this. I won't play it all. I don't have to play it all. But this is just part of my record of watching this video. And then there's more material which I suspect is copyright and a little bit more derp here.
I'm gonna go ahead and give them some leeway.
I'm not, and I'll tell you why. Right? I believe in certain things about the nature of the reality, and a lot of it's based in scripture, but it's not something that I bring to flat earth debate. And when I'm debating flat earth with people, I don't bring to the table what I believe. When I talk cosmology and stuff like that, I'll tell them what I know. I know that you cannot have gas pressure without containment, and they're the
old gas pressure without containment argument. Right, yeah, got that.
Yeah, CC had something to say about that.
This happens. It's happened to me. It's happened to me. I get gas all the time.
Are you hearing that?
Yes.
Oh, good. I never know if these come through right. And of course, if you get gas all the time, this becomes relevant.
Gas goes down, gas goes down, go boom boom. Gas goes down, gas goes down, go boom boom.
Yes, gas without a container. They just can't think past their own flawed paradigm, can they?
Nope. Let's not worry about the pressure gradient, will we? No, let's totally ignore that.
it with all the correlations, as we said, but they are of no use in the flat Earth debate arena.
And there's more matrix stuff. Can't play the matrix stuff. So there, usual bunch of flatties talking a lot of rubbish. So I'm not a flat earther yet. So maybe the next video will be a good one, because that wasn't a very good one at all. So please support me. You can.
We'll go into that, but yes, that wasn't a very good one. Maybe the next one will be a good one. Was it?
What do you think?
I'm thinking no. All right, so you're doing an ad for your own GoFundMe here, so hey, save me the bother.
And subscribe. I want to get more subscriptions than Flatzoid, and contribute to the Final Experiment GoFundMe if you haven't done so already. Yes, it cost me a lot of money to go to Antarctica, and really appreciate some help with that. Thanks to all those that have contributed. That's a great help, and please do contribute some more. Thanks very much.
So as you heard from Critical Think, part of Darth's challenge was to review the videos on Darth's app every day for 14 days. I think Darth's idea is to brainwash you into being a flat earther. But in the case of sane people, it just points out how stupid FLIRFs are. And as you saw, that's exactly what happened with Critical Think. Now, I'm not going to show you all the videos. There's 14 of them, of course. They're all on Critical Think's channel. Please go there, give him a subscribe, and watch through those videos. I will show you this bit from day 2, which sums up what Critical Think and FLIRFs are all about.
But a spell, it's a kind of program, it's a kind of trick to deceive us from what's actually going on here. The fact that we're in some sort of creation, and nature supports that, and your common sense tells you that you can't have possibly come from a big bang billions of years ago.
How would you know? All right, there's got nothing to do with common sense. The Big Bang could or could not have occurred But really, what's that got to do with the shape of the Earth? Nothing. The shape of the Earth is easy to determine. I mean, it's a globe, very simple. There's many measurements, many tests, a lot of science. Nothing to do with big bangs.
Evolved from a single cell amoeba. So just use your own discernment, use your own common sense.
Yeah, I'm using my common sense. My common sense says follow the science. Do your own experiments like I do. And my common sense says that don't rely on personal incredulity and that you don't want to believe that we're evolved from an amoeba or anything like that. Nothing to do with the shape of the Earth.
And use the moon as a starting point. Do you really think you can land on the moon? Do you really think that's a rock? Do you really think it's far away?
Yeah. Why should we not think that?
Do you really think it's actually physical? You can make all these observations for yourself and you can prove that the moon isn't actually physical and it's not.
Hang on. Whoa, hang on there, Neddy. Oh, how can you prove that? You can't. In fact, we've got the complete opposite from science. Like people have bounced laser beams off the moon, for example. We've been to the moon, that's for sure. So all this, how can you prove that it's not real? That's ridiculous.
I do love it when Flirths cite common sense, because common sense is just intuition based on experience and knowledge. And most Flirths don't have either. Critical Think has plenty of both, of course, so you can trust his common sense. So after Critical Think had met the challenge, he put together this video. Will Darth respond and pay up the 3 Bitcoin like he promised? I'm thinking...
How about you?
Wow.
Just before we move on, I thought I'd just ask that guy who was saying, the moon, you can prove it's not physical, but he didn't. All Flirth videos are similar. They're just brainwashing. They're just making a whole lot of claims. They don't support them. And they just expect you to believe what they say because they say it. And that's brainwashing. Can't disagree.
Yeah, what about my favourite one is just we heard this morning. Oh, it's obviously fake. They didn't go to Antarctica.
There's a picture on there showing that you're there.
Yeah, I wasn't there. So this flat earthers say, no, it was all fake. You weren't there. How would they know? Where's their evidence? I mean, eyewitness account, pictures, videos. I don't know. Apparently it was all fake. That's pretty, what?
Plus, Jaron and Whitsett proved it too. They took a GPS thing. If you flew from Punta Arenas, the only place you can go to that has snow like that is Antarctica, within the range of the aircraft. You can't get to Greenland or anything like that. There's just if you weren't in Antarctica, you need to identify. You can't just say, "Oh, you weren't in Antarctica." You got to say where you actually were and how that was possible. Until you do that, you were in Antarctica.
Yes.
They just don't understand it, the burden of proof and how to prove anything, how to collect evidence, how to make a good argument even. So, sorry, I feel like I'm stealing your thunder a little bit. Let's hear more from you in this video.
G'day, flatties and reality defenders. It's the amazing, the incredible, the legendary Critical Think from Down Under.
Yeah, amazing and legendary.
Thank you. Okay, so what are we talking about today? We're talking about the 3/6 Bitcoin challenge. So what do we do now? Okay, so we've done the 14 days as per Dave's instructions. And yeah, we're up to the question mark thing. Let's hear about that again.
Watch the daily video while you have your morning coffee, breakfast, whatever. And one just every day for 2 weeks. At the end of that 2 weeks, if you think the Earth is a globe, you can send me your proof and you win 3 Bitcoins. But before you do, you have to hit the question mark button. And that opens up the frequently asked questions so you don't waste my time. Okay? People are like,
flat Earth is a...
Oops, I jumped ahead a bit there. Don't waste my Darth's time, as if he's got time that's worth anything.
It's all a smokescreen there. He's trying to make excuses for not paying up. So even after I did everything, he says my argument was convoluted. Well, it's because he's too lazy to read and look at all the argument. He has to call it convoluted because he has the attention span of an amoeba.
Yep. And yet he'll go through all these hoops to provide evidence for flat Earth. Why isn't this playing?
Hey, then I've ruined everything. I swear on my life, I will pay you 6 Bitcoin.
His life isn't worth anything, and he has.
Well, I don't know why he says that because, I mean, the dishonesty is just oozing there because.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. I just don't believe. I don't believe how audacious that is.
Well, he's basically saying if he doesn't pay to a valid response, which you've provided, and you've demonstrated that it's a valid response by his rules, then is he suggesting that someone should unalive him if he's betting his life on it? Is that what that suggests? I wouldn't want to say that directly, of course.
But he shouldn't say anything like that, even if he's, not sincere about it. He should not say it. He doesn't know the implications of saying that. He shouldn't have said that. That's all I say. I'm not going to infer anything from it. It's a very bad thing to say.
Yeah, it's brainwashing again. He's trying to prove that he's, I'm so sincere, but clearly he's not because he hasn't paid up.
For one globe proof.
Right. Yes. I'm sure a lot of you believe that. So even though Dave makes all these promises and everything, I think flat earthers are generally light on in the intellectual honesty department. So what we have to do is we have to make an airtight case. So I'm sure that what will happen is as soon as you submit a globe proof, Dave will say, oh, look, it's in the FAQ. It's already debunked. Sorry, that's no globe proof. So we have to go through the FAQ and we've got to clean up that list. So as per Dave's instructions, there's this question mark over there. And when you hit that question mark, you get this FAQ list. Now, there are 2 possible globe proofs that I could go with. The 24-hour sun in Antarctica is one because we know that Dave has clearly stated that a 24-hour sun in Antarctica would prove the globe. So we could go with that. Or I've got the other one, the Southern Flights, QF 2728. Now, I'm going to go with QF 27/28, and the 24-hour sun will be a backup. So I've got to push this Southern Flights question mark here. I've got to push this. So we're not ruling out the 24-hour sun. I've got a little plan for that. But because I have the direct experience with the Southern Flights and I've got a lot of material, and I also know that Dave knows that the Southern Flights would be globe proof, even though we've got some interesting false material in the FAQ. But we've got to pull this apart step by step, and I think you'll enjoy the debunking. And so what do we got here? When we push Southern Flights, we've got a playlist that's 50 videos long. There's actually 51, but one of them is not available for public viewing. 50 videos long. Now, some of them are not to do with QF 27/28. So these are going to take a little while. Specifically, each video could take more than 1 day of research to do. So I've got to do them as I do them and work my way through the relevant ones. For example, this one here, the flight Tel Aviv to Sao Paulo, or however you pronounce it, I've already done a video on that. So there's 49 left. And so I'm going to start with, and I'm not going to do it today, I'm going to start with this one about Max Egan's. There's a good reason I can start with that one. It's not too difficult to debunk. And I've got some more material from my QF28 that can help to easily debunk this video. But I'll start working on that after I finished here. And that will be the first one.
So as you can see, there's a few more hoops for CT to jump through yet. Poor bastard. Gee, Darth is just simple, isn't he? You just give me one globe proof and you have 3 Bitcoin. Oh, it's all my life. It's my reputation. Darth doesn't have a reputation worth saving. Anyway, the fact that CT chose Southern Flights as his globe proof is a perfect segue to number 3. Southern Flights. Now, if you know CT at all, you know he was part of the final experiment. And to get to Antarctica, he had to go via South America, which means he flew on the flight that Flurfs say is impossible, the non-stop flight between Sydney and Santiago in Chile. CT also filmed all the way. There's a video on his channel, and it shows that it flew over water. It did not fly over any land until he got to Santiago. Then he approached Santiago. Well, that's not 100% true. You did fly over New Zealand because they wanted to catch the Gulf, well, not the Gulf Stream. What do we call those? The Airstream. That's up. Anyway, we actually cover that in a few minutes. So
Jetstream.
Jetstream. That's the word. Yeah. But you go explain it very well. So I'll let you continue doing that. Go from the south. Same thing coming the other way, approaching Sydney from the south. Not only that, he live streamed at each end. So there was a timestamp of when he started and when he finished. And guess what? The time between those two matches the globe. It in no way matches that required for flat Earth. It was about half that what you needed for flat. To me, the fact that you live stream at each end is one of the biggest flat Earth killers, because you proved that, you know, you left at one point, you were definitely in Santiago, you filmed that, and then you got to Sydney and you filmed that as well. The flight attendant confirmed the flight time. Doesn't match flat Earth at all.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, I don't know why the flat earthers just try to ignore this. This is just an irrefutable fact. I mean, you couldn't have faked it. I mean, it's obviously, well, maybe if I was a movie producer, I could go to the expense of spending millions of dollars to set up a studio and actors and everything. But because I'm running a GoFundMe, I think it's highly unlikely that I have the millions of dollars required to fake it. Like, I'm not a movie producer, okay? I'm just some dude. You can't fake it. You can't fake the live stream at both ends. But anyway.
Yeah, and especially when it was put to YouTube at the time. So, you know, there's timestamps on it. It proves that that happened at that time, and it proved it happened 13 hours apart. So there's nothing to challenge there. It's just ridiculous. And of course, the $60,000 included the bit that went to Antarctica, which was the most expensive bit, but you had to fly those two between Santiago and Sydney, and then on to Brisbane, of course. But Flurfs can do that themselves. No one's stopping them. There's obviously no one stopped you and the other people that are on the plane, and the people on the plane that do it, I think it's 5 times a week or something they do it. So why aren't Flurfs doing that? It's because they're dishonest and they don't want to be proven wrong. They want to live in their fantasy.
Yes.
Anyway, on we go. I love the side view of my AI avatar. It's almost realistic. At Earth. Let's hear from CT about his flight. Now, I just want to point out, CT, you put in a hell of a lot more data than I'm going to show here because we've only got so much time. I couldn't put it all in. Please go to CT's channel. You'll see the original video there, and you can look at all that data, which establishes where CT was at each point and matches that up to what he saw out the window from the video that he took out the window. So there's no doubt that CT took the path he took, which was one that matches a globe and does not match flat Earth.
Yes, a good video, that one. I do recommend you watch that. It's a lot of work to put into matching up all the data and everything. I think it's a good video anyway.
It's definitive. Like I said, you collected the definitive data set for these flights. There isn't anything else to collect. It should be conclusive. But, you know, flat earthers are dishonest.
Well, g'day, flatties and reality defenders. This is the legendary CT from Down Under. Okay, thank you. Today, we're going to talk about how southern flights are proof of the globe. So there is no 350-mile-an-hour tailwind. We're going to prove that today. There is no spoofing of flight paths. We're going to prove that today. Now, the main thrust of this video is that QF 27 and 28, the analysis shows the recorded flight path is the actual flight path. Some flat earthers are thinking that the plane flies in a different path and that the coordinates are magically mapped to the globe. That's not the case. So we're going to prove that today. There is no 560 kilometre per hour tailwind or 350 mile per hour. That's a claim to try and get the flights to fit on the flat Earth. It doesn't work anyway, but we're going to disprove that today. And that means the Earth is not flat because it can't be flat. These flights only work on a globe. So our Great Circle route between Sydney and Santiago is this one. Now, contrary to what some flat earthers might believe, the pilot will not lose his job if he decides to fly a slightly different flight path and save the airline some fuel. So in this case, we're going to look at the winds on this day. So if we look at these winds, we see here's New Zealand here. Now, if they were to fly the Great Circle route, right across here, they'd miss the best winds. So this is the date and time that this flight took off. And this is the information the pilots would have had at the time. And this is at flying height. Now, they headed up across the South Island of New Zealand. Normally they'd pass below. But they got up there and into this stream here and whee, right across there. So right through this section here is about 218 kilometres an hour. So yes, they want to catch some of that. And over the whole trip, the average tailwind is somewhere of the order of between 60 and 100 kilometres an hour, depending on the day. So on the day that I took this flight, that's the flight path they took. So very fortunate for me, means I was able to capture some pics of New Zealand as we flew over.
CT goes into a lengthy discussion of the data from the flight, comparing it with what he saw out the window, and it matches. I won't show you that here. You can go to his channel and watch this video for yourselves. The point is, he can prove that he flew the route that the globe says he did.
Right. So given that we did fly from Sydney to New Zealand, we verified that, then all these data points are correct that are recorded on the flight path. The flight path is correct coordinates, and if we map them on the AE map, that would be the path that we flew on the AE map. Now, there's no 350 mile per hour tailwind. Plus, this is a hell of a long distance, and we've gone into that in another video. It's impossible to fly that distance in any plane known to man.
Can I just ask you, CT, these data points, can you see that on with my cursor? Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Are they taken at equidistant time intervals? Because if they are, that means the plane sort of sped up and then slowed down as it approached South America, which I don't think is the case.
I don't know. I don't think. Oh, those ones in the middle of the ocean, I'm not sure, but I think a lot of them are timed readings, I believe, but I'd have to check. I can't say for sure.
Okay,
but
I thought you might know off the top of your head.
No, I don't know off the top of my head. They're the satellite ones, and when you're over land and you're connected to a land-based ADS-B station, you get more readings. I'll look it up in the meantime. I'll see if I can find out.
I guess it's not a major point. It's just that if they were equidistant, it just shows how really, if you're plotting on the map is stretching reality. So it's not a real map.
Yeah,
sense, at least.
I get what you're saying, but I've got to verify that.
No worries. Let's continue.
Right, so that's QF27. Can only work on a globe. Proof of the globe. And falsifies the flat Earth. Now we have QF28. Again, we'll show the takeoff roll. Now the time is in the other corner. So I've got to shift over to this corner. The time is upside down over here. So this time the camera clock is correct. Now, when I took this video, the camera was upside down, so I've had to turn it up, which means the time display is in the bottom right and the time display is upside down. But again, I mapped this. So for QF28, I did the same calculations. And in this case, the camera clock is only about 2 seconds different to the aircraft clock. So we've got our takeoff here at 16:26:15 UTC. So we'll watch that takeoff now. Now here's the takeoff from Santiago. We're taking off towards the south. Flatties will say that you should not be going south from Santiago on a flat Earth, but they can provide no evidence of the direction that they travel, they're supposed to travel, and yet I have the evidence here that this particular flight headed south. Sometimes they head southeast, but on this very lucky day, we headed south, which is very fortunate indeed. So the time there is 16:26. And 16:26:30 looks like liftoff. And continue to head south. So on the spreadsheet, 16:26, we're taking off on my camera reading. And in this section, we're heading south.
Yeah, just looking at that spreadsheet, it doesn't look like they're equidistant. So
no,
point
they're not. I just got a bit of footage here to verify we're heading south. So taking the camera off. There you go. The seat back display shows we're heading south. And here's a little bit further down the track. There's the mountains to the west. Taking the camera for a little bit of a walk. So you got my PJs and Qantas socks. Walking towards the window to go over to the right-hand side of the plane. But first, I think I just have to verify that's me at. There's me at. And, yeah, you get a little glimpse of the screen there. Walk over to get to the other side of the plane and look out the window in the door there. So there you'll see the coastline, the Chile coastline. And when you look at that, hang a slight right, it's almost a straight line over to Australia. Head south from Santiago, hook a slight right, straight line to Australia.
And in the full video, you've actually got the turn on film as well. So
yes.
Go to CT's channel and watch that if you want to get all that data as well. And it's a simple thing. Mountains on the left, ocean on the right, you're heading south from South America. So
indeed, you can't dispute that.
Yeah. And I did appreciate you respecting the privacy of the other passengers by filming your feet instead of their faces.
Now, you can't do that on the flat Earth, right? This only works on the globe. On the flat Earth map, look at that. That's not a straight line over to Australia. And that's a huge distance. You can't fly that in an aeroplane. So we don't fly this way across the Pacific. We flew south, right around the outside of the flat Earth, but nice short distance on the globe. So impossible on a flat Earth, and we did it on a globe. Easy. Proof of globe. Flat Earth falsified. No 350 mile an hour tailwind, no spoofing of position, because we looked out the window and we saw the mountains to the left and the ocean to the right. So no spoofing of location. Now, that's not quite the end of it. We flew south of New Zealand, and I asked the friendly hosties if I could try and look out the window at the appropriate time. And they were very helpful with that. And so I've taken these pictures out the window to the right, because we were flying south of New Zealand. Now, see here the time here, 12:09 a.m. Now, the time's starting to get a bit difficult, but there should still be 3 hours difference. 3 hours difference between my phone clock and the flight data and the video. So here we make our slight right, as I mentioned, fly across the southern Pacific, not too close to Antarctica, and we get to this point here, south of New Zealand, where I'm trying to capture a picture of New Zealand if I possibly could. Now, the time on my phone, 12:09 a.m. And that's about here in this region in the flight. So I've put a pin at this point. So that's the pin. That's where we were when I was taking these photos. So I believe I've captured some landscape. So let's have a look at that. So there's a bit of a piece of land there. You can see it there. Bit more clearer there. More land. So I've captured land at the place where we expect to see some land. So I've looked out the window and saw that, yeah, there's land where there should be. Everything is correct. So there's nothing to support the flat Earth. No flat earther has ever gone and done this kind of analysis. They just make up stories like 350-mile-an-hour tailwinds and just say things. No measurements, no calculations, nothing. Again, this is too far to fly on the flat Earth. These flights prove the globe. So
I was quite impressed that you managed to get pictures of New Zealand on the way back as well, which sort of proves that you went that way as well.
yeah, that was extremely difficult. But I still haven't been able to geolocate that piece of dirt, but the fact that there was something there is significant.
Yeah, and it matched being over New Zealand somewhere. So
yeah, I just want to tell you, I got a PM from Prof. Phil Bell. He says you're doing a fantastic job.
That's because you are. All right.
No, you are.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
I'm using your stuff. This is all you. Might be a good idea to remind people to, if you haven't made a donation to the GoFundMe, please go and do that now. Link is across the stream and also in the description of this video. Please stay if you're hanging around, and I know it's for people in the UK in particular, it's probably a bit late, but please hang around towards the end of this stream because there's something really special coming up. I don't think CT is aware of it yet either, so this will be good when that comes. Now, we got 29 minutes left of this video, and it's now 9:18, so that'll probably work out just about perfectly, I think. So we'll see how we go. So please make sure you make the donation if you can. If you can't, just go to CT's channel, like and subscribe for him, and watch a few videos. That'll give him a hand as well.
I got a question in the chat.
Yeah.
It says, was there any response from other people on the plane about what you were doing? Not really. So the hosties were all cooperative in general, and I asked them to tell me when we might be coming near New Zealand, and they allowed me access to that window and everything. But I was in personal space and not really. And the other people didn't really care or anything much about it. So that's the answer to that.
Yeah, in the end, you were just taking a picture out the window, weren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. And just a reminder, the next stream on the stream-a-thon will be on the Copium and Porium's channel. He's going to drop a link every 5 minutes or so. But also, if you just stay in this stream, you should automatically be redirected. But just as a backup, make sure you grab that link from when he posts it. He's posted it recently as well. But that's still a while to come, another 40 minutes or so. Let's continue with this one. So once again, CT goes into much more detail in his videos, which you can see on his channel. I've just showed you a taste of it, but it does show that sudden flights prove that it's a globe. And that kills flat Earth. Now we move on to number 2. Probably the thing CT's most famous for, weight measurements.
Well, hello, flatties and globe defenders. This is Critical Think from Down Under. One of the most favourite things that flatties love to say is that they cannot feel the Earth rotate, therefore it does not rotate. I mean, that's pretty silly. There's a lot of things we cannot feel or see or anything. Like, for example, there's air all around us, but can we see it? No, we cannot see it. Does that mean it's not there? No, it does not mean that at all. And even a flat earther wouldn't say that there's no air around us. And what about the atmospheric pressure? There's an atmospheric pressure at sea level of 14.7 psi. So every part of your body is subjected to 14.7 psi. That's 14.7 pounds every square inch. Can you feel it? No, you cannot, but it's there. It's easily measured. A barometer measures it. Everybody knows it's there, but you cannot feel it. It's the same with the rotation. Rotation can be measured. You just can't feel it because it's so small and our bodies are so used to it. It's the same with gravity. We are being pulled to the ground, but we don't actually feel that because it's there all the time. We're used to it. Our bodies are totally conditioned to it. Anyway, One of my most favourite ways to test that the Earth is indeed rotating is to measure weight change versus latitude. It's a relatively easy test to do, and it yields amazing and astounding results because the results match exactly what you would expect if the Earth was a sphere and if it was rotating. And it doesn't match at all to any concept of flat Earth, whatever that may be. So I'm going to revisit this experiment. I've done it once before. I've analysed the results extensively, and I found in the past that there is a 98% chance that the data I've gathered is congruent with a rotating oblate spheroid. However, the data is completely incongruent with a 0% match to a flat Earth. So we're going to revisit this again. So I have here a high precision scale. It's a Digitech model QM7264. And it's a little bit more stable and accurate than those other cheap ones you get from Amazon. Now, this one, I've been using it for a little while, just seeing how stable it is and how it's affected by temperature, etc. And I'm working out a standard protocol to use it. I'm going to calibrate it once here in Brisbane, and then I'm going to take it to Melbourne, and I'm going to take it to Phuket and to other parts of Thailand and take various measurements up and down at different latitudes. Now, the good thing about this scale is it's, like I said, it's much more accurate than the other one, and it's a little bit more professional. You can see you put a cage, it has a cage around the scales with a lid so that it's not affected by air currents. And I have been testing this, and it is indeed a lot more stable. The official accuracy of the device is actually up to 0.1 of a gram out. So I'm testing it to see how it performs over time, and it can vary up to about 0.03 of a gram. So I'm trying to get a standard protocol. Like, I'm going to turn it on for 5 minutes and then do my weigh, and that will give it a chance to warm up. And this cover here will make sure that there's no air currents that will affect the reading. So I'm just going to just place a 500 gram weight on there. So I have previously calibrated it, and you can see it's settled down to 499.99 in this case. So it could be 98. It sometimes gets a little bit different, but I'm going to go through the calibration process again. I'm only going to be doing this once at this latitude, and I'm going to leave that calibration in place while I take the scales at different latitudes. Now, I can't change it, otherwise the experiment of weight change versus latitude won't actually be valid. So I'm traveling. I may recalibrate it again just before I go, just so that we can eliminate the time factor in terms of it may drift out of calibration over time. But from my testing over the last few weeks, that doesn't seem to be the case. Now, I'll illustrate the calibration process now. So you wait till that says load, 500 grams, put the 500 grams on. I'll just leave the lid there for the moment because it does it very quickly. I don't have a chance to put the lid on. But if it doesn't move from 500, so I'll just check that. And it's gone back to 0. And it's now 500.3.03. So it can be out by up to, it's gone down 500.02. It can be out by 0.03
too. I found that the readings vary by that much. The other set of scales, it was a lot more. So, given that the accuracy that we want to be able to detect weight change versus latitude, then this is accurate enough. As you can see, with 500.
Got an attack of the Davroses again, I think.
Yeah.
Might
They
have to
don't
skip
make
ahead.
those scales anymore. They're out of manufacture now.
I'm sure there are others available that would be usable.
Yeah, but I haven't found one as good as that one yet. Close, but this an amazing piece of equipment for the price.
The reason I wanted to play this video in particular is it shows you are doing your due diligence. You're testing your weights. You're explaining what it's all about, and you're showing that you're calibrating it at one particular point because the whole idea is that's the reference point for other places, so that you get. You did it here in Brisbane, where there's a certain centrifugal force because of the rotation due to the latitude. Well, the force is due to the latitude. And as you move to the equator or away from the equator, as you did in Antarctica, that force will increase or reduce, and you'll get a different reading on this. If you recalibrated it, you wouldn't have that reference point anymore. So that's the whole idea. That's what Fakatsoid didn't understand.
This is a good clip. Thanks for choosing that. I enjoyed that again.
Yeah, it's a definitive description of what this experiment is, and I think people just think, oh, you're just weighing some weights, but it describes why you're doing that and why it proves the globe, and that's what Flurfs miss. Let's see if I can jump ahead to the sounds a little bit better, and this is where you were in Harvey Bay, just to sort of demonstrate a different point and a different result you get.
950 grams. We'll put the lid on and let it settle down. It's like 949.92. Just make sure it returns to zero. The breeze, it's a bit tricky. So I'll try that again. So that's a consistent reading. So it weighs less, which is an expected result. And we return to zero, 949.92.
And just in case you have the IQ of an amoeba, the reason Critical Think does all these things is that if you have different weight measurements using the same calibration at different latitudes, that's a demonstration of the rotation of the Earth, because the centripetal force will be different at different places. And that affects the pull of gravity. It cancels it out a little bit. And the further away you move away from the equator, the less that centripetal force will be. It's proof of the globe. Now let's move on to Critical Think's #1 way that he kills flat Earth. The reason we're all here. He went to Antarctica and saw the 24-hour sun.
Well, g'day, flatties and reality defenders. We're live at Union Glacier. It's not too cold right now, so don't have to put a lot of layers on. Look, it's an absolutely wonderful place. It's amazing to be here. And I'm out, there's the sun in the sky there. So it's, what time is it now? In Union Glacier time, it's about 6:30. 6:30 Union Glacier time. Now, to the south of us is Mount Rossman. So I have to take my sunnies off for a minute so I can see this. That's Mount Rossman. And that's where I'm pointing now is about a southerly direction. So and I am facing north. So south is behind me. I'm supposed to wear a sunnies, but I can't see the screen when I do. So here we are amongst the various tents. The toilet block over there.
I love how the first thing you pointed out was the toilet block. I guess it's very important.
It is very important.
Toilet block near the dining tent. Which is that one. Meeting place and library. Gift shop over here.
And can I just point out, thank you very much for the Union Glacier fridge magnet that you brought back for me, which you got at the gift shop.
No worries.
I very much appreciate that. Made in China, but it actually has been to Antarctica.
And the snow crunching under my feet. That's pretty good. So I'm going to, all right, I'll try and turn the camera around and then I can see, right, Aussie, 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 oi, 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 indeed. So you can see the shadow as I'm walking along.
Just remember, I wasn't there. This is all fake.
Yes. So I won't be able to read this screen. I'll have to do this differently with my other goggles next time so that I can read the screen. So it was a wonderful flight. This is a magnificent sight. And yeah, tonight it's nice and clear. We're going to see the sun go right around. And yep.
Yes, the sun was Satan.
So I won't be able to read your questions. I will just have a bit of a walk around. What's that thing in the sky? So we haven't been to our special camp yet. We're using the Starlink that's here at the Union Glacier camp. Seems to perform very well. And there's be a few people live streaming.
I presume this was filmed with your iPhone or something?
Yeah. I have an Android phone. That's a bit of blasphemy there.
But I can tell that because of all the snow, it's having trouble coping with the glare. That's why it's going all pixelated. Would be any phone, whether iPhone or Android or anything else. So.
Today, and you can make video calls and whatnot.
Are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. Hang on, wait for the, oh, there we go. I think just say who you can see on the screen. No, it'll come back. It's wait till the comments catch up. There we go. Yes.
You can see that Toon was much more prepared for these sort of conditions than you and I would have been, because he's used to cold winters.
It's colder. It was colder at his house than it was there.
Yeah. Well, it was summer here. It was winter where he was. So.
You're live.
How you doing? Hey, Nate Thompson, thank you for playing.
Great. So you enjoying the sunny weather here?
This is amazing. It's so calm that that you can just go with a t-shirt like this.
Yep.
And, about 15 degrees Fahrenheit or -10 Celsius. And the sun is so intense, there's no clouds, so it keeps you warm when the sun is shining on you. So it's pretty awesome.
All right. I think I'll step inside and then I'll be able to see the questions and whatnot.
Sounds good.
And of course, we all know what happened with the final experiment from there. And there you have it. 5 ways that Critical Think has destroyed Flat Earth. Critical Think, and the final experiment in particular, has led to a mass exodus from Flat Earth of people realising that they were making fools of themselves by believing something so utterly baseless. Those so stupid that they remain in Flat Earth are in a massive tiz. It's quite funny to watch them try and justify it, despite the fact that they've had objective evidence that they are wrong. And of course, the biggest tiz came from the president of Flataria. So we'll finish off with his words.
Welcome, citizens of the world. My name is Moranic Conspiraci, and people call me Moran for short. I am the new president of the country that is now being referred to as Flataria. Yes, we have renamed the country as this great flat land, Flataria. I have seized control from the globe heads who used to run this country in a global way, that they refuse to listen to me. Yes, they would not listen, they would not watch all the YouTube video. No, I said all the time, stop the lies, stop the lies. Wake up. But no, they just call me stupid. So, for the good of the country, I had to put in a global thing a big ball. I put the ball on top of the tallest building, and we rolled the ball over the edge of the building, and we let the density do its work. Oh, and the stupid gravity God could not save them. Which just goes to prove the earth is flat. Yes. So, I am a reasonable man. And so I give them 1 week to go out of the country if they want to believe globe. And it is now 48 hours, and I think I will close the borders. Yes, I think we lose too many engineers, scientists, mathematicians. They all want to go. So I close the borders. And instead, I have introduced the re-education program. Yes, re-education for the globe earthers. Now, they will be forced to watch many flat earth video on YouTube. And this will be so painful for them, they will repent. Yes, indeed. We will win their minds. And for all the others, we also have introduced the voluntary induction program. Yes, in this voluntary induction program, you will be voluntary watching 40 hours of YouTube video about the flat earth. And in our generous capacity, and I should say my generous capacity as head of state, yes, I will give to every person who watches the video a P900 so that you can do your own experiment. Yes, this very good experiment. Like you can zoom in on the little boats underwater, and then you can say, "Oh, where the curve? Oh, yes," and then you can measure the distance to the moon. Yes, that's right. You just point to the camera at the moon. You zoom in and you say, "Look, see how close the moon is." Ah, yes, very good. And I must say, we are going to be the flat Earth center of the world. Yes, indeed. The Flat Earth Conference is going to be here. We are going to have Flat Earth Conference. Many flat earthers from all over the globe will come to the conference. Yes, indeed. We will have fun with many videos and talks and lots of interesting things that are all flat. Yes. And I must say, we have plans now for the Flat Earth University. Yes, we will have the science and everything that will make the Earth look very flat. Yes. So people now, the Flat Earth people now will have a place. They will have a place to study and answer all the questions that the stupid globe headers, they just all ask all the time stupid questions, don't they know the Earth is flat. So we have now, I'm going to get some, I will have some very notable people at the university. And one of them shall be Jaran, yes. Jaran is very good. He make up a very good experiment. And he has all of the mathematics and everything worked out, so the answer is always flat. Yes, very good. And in the head, I think we will have the propaganda department. And the right person for the job, I think, should be Mr. Marble. Oh, he's so good, is Mr. Marble. There's this Marble guy, he can say a lot of things. And everybody just say, oh, good work, Mr. Marble. Yeah, very good. I like what you say. And so you could even fill all his marbles into his mouth. And you could make him talk underwater. And everybody would still say, oh, very good, Mr. Marble. Yes, everything you say made perfect sense. Yes. So Mr. Marble will be very good in the propaganda department. Oh, so now we are going to have all new science now. Yes, because all the current science is no good. It's no good. We will give away all the science books to the fire. Yes, we will give away the science books into the fire because it is all wrong. And the fucking word knows it's all wrong, so he can come here and he will be head of our pseudo-science department and he will write a new science books. Yes, indeed. You know everything. I don't know. And everybody else know nothing. Anyway, we can. Now, this is my note. Sorry. The technical person is on. And I just want to reading the notes. Oh, yes. Never mind.
No, I don't think it's going to get any better.
I'll see if I get the link to the actual video. I'll find it. Or...
Yeah, it's on your channel, of course. That's where I got it from.
Yeah, man, oh man. I really should do another one of those videos like that.
That was hilarious. Yes, we need to see the Presidente again.
Yeah, I think the costume's back in Australia, so I have to wait until I get back there. I got this one.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, I said just got. There's one of my Flatadia videos. I can't remember whether I've done one or two.
I only found one. So
yeah. So you can tell it's a bit old because of Mr. Marble. It's a prominent.
Mr. Gerard.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's have a look at how the GoFundMe is going. 20 people have just donated. Good. What do we got? Oh, I'm still the latest one. You guys are slack. Come on. Just donate anything, even if it's $5. That's better than nothing. I shouldn't be the last person. After 2 hours of nearly 2 hours of live streaming. Come on, that's the whole point of me doing this. Please make a donation. I think actually, where's Wally? Said we should make a donation. That he'll make a donation.
Oh, there's two videos.
Oh, refresh it. Refresh it. Okay, hang on. Maybe that's the problem. Oh, yes. My apologies. All right, so
There's
we're up
actually-
to 28,000.
Yes, crack the 28,000. Let's see if we can crack the 30,000.
And yes, I'm not the latest then. Oh, yes, many people have donated. Thank you to all of them. Let's mention them. Anonymous. I believe they left their name in the chat, actually. So, but they're anonymous here. Joe Black. Oh, my goodness. I don't know how to pronounce that. Takas Janos, I guess. Very generous, $128. Anonymous, another $98. Good on you. And $20 again. Maybe not the same person, seeing it's anonymous. Tim Woodcock, $11. Good on you, mate. Barbara Groff, $7. Good on you, Barbara. Jim Daniels, brother of Jack, $383. Odd number to choose, but well done. Thank you very much. And then it's me again. So well done to all those people that make the stream worthwhile.
Well done. Thanks a lot.
Right. Now, let's see if I can pull this up. I've got to find my screens. Where's it gone? There we go. Do that. Now, yes, you can see this. Good. Where's Wally said he'll donate $100 if I play this. So I'm going to do this. Oh, I haven't shared with sound. I'm going to have to do that. Sorry. It's so complex doing it this way. That's the one I want. Oh, no, I can't do it that way.
Hey, Jaron's made a donation. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier, actually. So unless he did another one.
No, I just must have missed when you said before.
Okay, let's go with this. So obviously in Antarctica.
Can't hear anything, but there is sound, but it's very soft.
Yeah, I'm not hearing anything either. And this is where Wally said to play it from. I think this is one of the live streams from Antarctica.
Yeah,
Is something going to happen? No. It looks like it's just going to be that. You send me the wrong link? Well, I do like, as you can see, oh, there we go, there's someone. But you can see the shadow of the tripod moving across as the sun moves. So.
Press a button, you know, it shows the percentage. No, mine. No. 94. That's incredible. Agree? Yep.
Oh, I've probably missed it then, have I?
Oh, are you missing the timestamp?
Well, the time, no, he sent me it at the timestamp, but then all we got was this scene. It was something to do with the geronometer, is what he said in his message. So I don't know what I'm getting wrong.
No. It looks like
Alright, you ready?
It looks like you didn't get the timestamp.
Yeah, well, the timestamp he says 21 minutes, which is where this started.
No, mine is 94.
You know, it's that scene, so I'm not sure what's going on. Well, if you can let us know, but we're getting close to needing to wrap up because we got the next stream coming up in the stream-a-thon. And I see the Copium Emporium has put the link in there in case it doesn't work for some reason, because you should be automatically redirected as soon as I close off this stream. Yep, there's his link again. Yeah, so I'm not sure what's happening. You have to move it with the arrow. Oh, that's what that is. Ah, gotcha. Ah, right. I didn't know I could do that in a YouTube video.
It's a 360.
Yeah, let's go back to 21 where he started. Can I zoom in as well, or I can? So this is you, I believe.
Yeah, looks like it.
The gyronometer.
Oh, I think I know. Wait and see.
Oh! Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. All right, so we'll stop that.
Don't worry about that. Nothing to see here.
Yeah, nothing to see. Oh, I didn't know that was coming. And that's the first time I've seen a 360 YouTube video. I thought you had to have software for that. Huh, okay, cool. I've learned something. All right, I guess we should wrap up. First thing to say is I'll be back in 34 hours or so. Sunday night Australian time at least. I don't know what it'll be for you. And with the second stream, and I believe CT is joining me for that one as well. And we're going to go through CT's debate with the Catzoid, where the Catzoid made an absolute fool of himself. And we're going to spend the 2 hours laughing at that. That's going to be good fun, and unless FDFE is going to do that. I don't know if he's doing that or not, but hopefully he's not. But yeah, that'll be fun. The next thing to do is go to the GoFundMe. I guess I should put that up again. And I wish StreamYard's made it easier. There we go. There it is. So if you can just spare a few dollars, that'd be great, because CT did all that work and expense to bring back definitive data for the southern flights and saw the 24-hour sun and caused, I think the count's around 150 of well-known flirts who have left flat Earth as a result, whose lives will necessarily be better as a result. And that's certainly worthwhile. And that's probably why Jaron has donated, which is really good of him. I don't know if Robbie's donated or whoever else is. Yeah, Patricia, apparently she's got lots of money, so she should. But yeah, let's help Critical Think get as close as possible to his to cover his expenses to make it worthwhile. So the Copium Emporium is the next one in the stream-a-thon. As I said, his links, he's spamming it in the chat, so you won't miss it. Oh yes, the link to the GoFundMe is in the description of this video, and it'll be in the next one, I'm sure. But in case the link, he's spamming it like crazy. In case the redirect doesn't work, you should be able to just sit in this video until I end it, and then you'll be redirected. Grab that link just to make sure. And I think that's about it for a wrap up. Thank you so much for coming along on the journey, Critical Think. I hope you liked the video.
Yeah, have I got a minute just to say something?
Yeah, sure.
So I concentrated when I went. The final experiment was at a time which in the last year I've had a lot of difficulties, but I had to put this final experiment was never going to happen again, so I had to get everything ready. I focused entirely on my weight experiment as the thing for me, and then QF 2728 got thrown in at the last minute. I had to organise the filming for that, and so I didn't do much else in terms of, I wanted to take a 360 camera, but I didn't want to sacrifice what I was concentrating on. It was the weight experiment was the most important thing for me. So I focused on that, and I didn't get to do everything I wanted to do, but I think it was a success anyway. There were two really good things, QF 2728 and the weight experiment. So I just wanted to say that.
I think you've made a magnificent contribution to the body of knowledge that debunks flat Earth. So well done, and that's why people should donate to you in your GoFundMe to cover some of your costs at least. So let's see if we can get it up to 30 grand by the end of the stream-a-thon. In fact, maybe even 40 grand. Let's hope, or further even. Let's have positive thinking. Thank you once again for being my guest, and we'll see you in 34 hours or so. And we'll hand it over to the Copium Emporium. See you later, guys.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Bye-bye.
There's nothing left to do but cue the corgi.
You're despicable.
Piss off, you fat fuck.